first step, we need to change in appsettings.json file. So I have written here the connection string and the valid audience issuer and my secret key. So let me copy this and paste it here in appsettings.json file. So I'm going to paste it here. So and our next step is like we need to install these packages. Okay, so let me copy this first one and to install the package we can either install this package from here like manage Nuget Packages manager, or also we can do this from here inside the tool and Nuget Package Manager, manage Nuget Package Manager. So we have come here at Nuget solution, so I will click on the browse. Okay, and I will paste it here. So as you can see, the first one is, so I want to basically install it. Right here. Okay, so click on install. So it is going to install all these dependencies. So I will click on OK and then I will click on accept. So it's installed. Okay, so let's verify once whether it's installed or not. Okay, so as you can see right here, it is installed now. Okay, so you can see here the SQL Server package is installed now. Okay, and now we will install our second package. So the package and paste it here. Okay. Accept. find class inside the package. In the same way we will also do this. It will also get removed. Okay, so now we need to move on the basically we are creating the DB context for the communication with the database. Okay, so in the fourth step we need to do changes in startup file. Okay, so in startup file, let me open the startup file first. So in a startup file there is two classes, two methods. The one is configure method and the second one is configure services. So we need to do changes in both the methods. Okay, so I am going to do the first change in configure service method. So I am copying the code okay, and I will paste it just after the add controller. Okay, so here you can see this is the services.add_dbContext and the dbContext class which I have just created here. You can see that, right? This is the same class which we are using, and here we in the options. Okay, let me also fix this by doing this. Okay, so here you can see we are identifying, like we are saying that there is a default connection string inside our application JSON file, authorization, because if we call this use authentication of just after authorization, then it will not work. Okay, now the next step is to create the model. So we need to create a model, and for that I am going to add a folder here. Models. Okay, inside that I first need to create the login. So just let me add a class with the name login. Okay, and I have already written the code for doing the quick changes, so that we should not have more time in doing the repeating work. Okay, we need not to like waste time in the writing all these things. Okay, again and again. And so in the same way, let me do this register. We will use this for managing user related functionalities or the work. Okay, and the iConfiguration class will be used to get the configurations from the appsettings.json file. Okay, and the role manager will also be used for managing the roles of a user. Okay, so now I am copying this constructor. Okay, here we have implemented dependency injection, not actual dependency. So we are initializing all these variables at the inside the constructor, so it need not to initialize see. So here you can see, like here inside the login method, what we are doing, we are like, first of all we are finding the user first for login, and we then check here the user password. Right here we are validating the password with the login credential. Okay, and then right here we get the roles of the user, and then right here we are creating the claims, like claim name will be username or username, and this is the user JTI will be the Nuget ID. Okay, and then here we are adding claims, means we are adding role in the claim, like we are creating the basically the role value, role claim basically, and right there we are the value will be user role, and here we are like getting the value from the appsettings.json. This is basically the secret, and on behalf of that secret we are creating a token, and right here we are passing issuer, audience, and the token expiration time is 3 hours. We have said that, and in the claims we have passed all the claims here, and this is the sign-in credential, basically the exact actual token, and this is the JWT. This will be the JWT token basically, and at last we are creating the, like returning the value of the token, and by passing the extra one more parameter of expiration in the response. Okay, and if like the first condition fails, then it will return like unauthorized user in the response. Okay, and now I am going to create a method for registration. ID, like we are trying to get the information of the email ID, okay, which is provided in the request body. Okay, and now then now we are checking that whether user exists or not. Okay, if user already exists, then it will return that message like user already exists. Okay, here you can see user already exists. And now we are creating the identity user like properties. Okay, so here we are just passing 3 properties: email, username, and security stamp. And other than that, here we are creating a user. Okay, and then if user create result it succeeded, then we are like, sorry, if user creation process fails, okay, sorry, this is not okay. If the user creation process fails, then it will return like user creation return this message. Okay, and if user creation, now here we are checking whether the role of admin names like admin exists in our database or not. In the same way we are also checking if user role exists in our database or not. Okay, and if like suppose admin role is not created in our database, then it will create this line which will create an admin role. In the same way this line will create the user role if user role is not created. Okay, and now after creating both roles, like we are assigning the created user, like here we created the user and here we got the response of the user. And now here we are again checking if like user have passed the role or not from the postman or like application. Okay, so if user have passed the role in the request body, okay, and that role is admin, okay, then like here admin role will be assigned to that user. And if user is not passing anything, that it will like go to else block and it will like assign user role to the created user, and in last it will return this response message. Okay, now let's move to the next thing. Okay, now this is the last step. Okay, now we need to run the migration. So to run the migration, we will go to the package manager console. Okay, and here I have pasted that. Now it's, you can see it's build is started now and build succeeded. Okay, and so right here you can see the migration is created. You can see that inside here the migration folder. Okay, and it is already open like missions.cs. Okay, so here we can see this is a table. The other tables with the properties assigned will be created in our database. Okay, so you can review all these things if you want, or then we need to, if everything looks good, then we need to update the database. Now all the tables with the defined properties will be applied in the database. If database is not created, then it will create the database first and then do all these things, like it will create the tables automatically. Okay, so now let me update the database. So now database like build succeeded, and now database. So let me now open two things. The first one is Postman. Okay, now let me close this. Okay, so I have closed this, and now the web API database heritage is created. Okay, and all these things, like you can see, this is the entity framework history, and right now everything is empty. If I will have a look, like select top row, then it's empty. Okay, in the same way, if I would like to check the roles, okay, then it's also empty. And if I would check the user role, then this is also empty. So basically, all these are the like default table of identity, Microsoft Identity. It will be created automatically by the whenever we will implement the identity. But we can, if you want, we can change the name during the creation time. Okay, but by default identity will create all these tables, and the user information will be saved here in ASP.NET user. The role information will be saved here, ASP.NET roles, and the user role, like user connection with the roles, will be saved here in ASP.NET user role. So let's now create. Okay, so here is the collection to register. Okay, so we are going to pass these 4 fields because we have created here, like in the model, in the register, we have 4 parameters. Okay, so let me pass all these 4. Okay, so this is the email. Okay, username, email, password. I have kept username and email as same for removing the conflict, for the confusion, removing the confusion. Also, it is good practice to keep all things same to overcome the future problems. Okay, so now let me send. Okay, I think it's this server is running. Yeah, right. So let me first build this. can see in the IS Express the launch URL is weather forecast. Okay, so it will open the weather forecast. So let it open first. I had added a breakpoint here. Okay, that's why it's taking time. Okay, let me continue it. Okay, so now let's have a look. Okay, so here you can see the web page loaded now. Okay, so now let me change the port number 44327. So now when I will click on send, then it is saying like not found. Okay, why that each the main region for that. Okay, the main region to be my account controller. Okay, okay, right here I have not passed anything. Okay, so that's why it will take account as a default. Okay, so I am entering basically the wrong URL. Okay, so I need to remove here the API. Now I need to click on send. Okay, just need account register. Okay, so I need to write this. So let me add this first right here. Account. Okay, I have kept it as the same name of this controller name. Okay. So let me run this again. will not be available here in the user role table, and the main reason for that okay, right. So what it did basically, like it created the two roles first, okay, the user and admin, because these two lines we have already added right here in the register section. Okay, in the registration right here, these two lines. So I had forgotten to mention. Okay, so we have already added these two lines. So these two lines are basically creating the two roles if role is not present in our database. Okay, so it was earlier not present because it was empty, so it created first two roles and then it assigned it the user ID, sorry, not the user ID, because I have passed the admin role. Okay, so this will be the admin ID role. I will match it. This is like in the last 908E, and right here 908E is admin. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so now we can log in. I have just figured out the solution for this problem. It's like this is saying decryption failed, key tried, because it is saying that like the key size is smaller than the expected, like secret key size. So what we need to do, like we need to go to our application right here in the appsettings.json. So here you can see this is the secret and this is too much small. Okay, so we need to like change it. So I have created one new secret here. So right here you can see this is the new secret. So let me copy this.